Viewers, it's the big story. It's the big story from the national capital. The people of Delhi, it seems, has come out in big numbers to cast their ballot, causing many election managers to pull out their calculators and reassess their party prospects. In fact, if the exit polls are to be believed, if that is, viewers, a big if they are to be believed, Delhi voters might post a major upset on February 8th. A vote for change is a very, 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 very distinct possibility. I just had Parvesh Verma, who is the son of Sahib Singh Verma, the BJP's candidate from New Delhi. And he told us that he is defeating Kejriwal 1000%. That's the confidence level in the Bharatiya Janata Party. The exit polls conducted by various agencies seem to suggest that Kejriwal's romance with Delhi Aam Aadmi could turn sour. So the Aam Aadmi Party might actually find itself at cross purposes with the Aam Aadmi itself. The BJP appears to be in the best position to benefit from 10 years of anti-incumbency. And let me just show you a snapshot of the results that are being thrown up by the exit pollsters. These are projections. The real results, the exact results will come on Saturday. It promises to be a super Saturday, viewers. Just look at those numbers. PMark there. PMark putting that number, the BJP, around 43, 44 seats. It's given a range of 39 to 49. Do the median and you'll come to that. The AAP decimated. Matriz also gives the BJP significant advantage, keeps the AAP in the hunt. JVC has given a clear mandate to the BJP. AAP falling short there. People's Pulse is the one that's trending very extremely towards the BJP. 51-60, almost a reversal of the current results in Delhi from 2020. People's Insight, 40-44 for the BJP. Clear majority. Remember, the majority mark, viewers, is 35. 36 is what you need to win the election with a simple majority. 35 is halfway. Chanakya Strategies, not Chanakya, which is another polling agency. This is another one called Chanakya Strategies, 39 to 44. Another clear win for the BJP. Viewers, it may not be a landslide, but it is certainly a mandate for change. And if the BJP wins the first election of 2025, it will not only have put in its best performance after Lok Sabha election post 2014, but it will also have confirmed that it is back in favor with the public after an uncharacteristic stumble in June Lok Sabha elections. A result in BJP's favor will have major implications for not just third-party politics, but also for India Alliance, which could be under renewed pressure to justify its relevance and thereby its reason to exist. And viewers, one could not have expected the Saturday result day to be set up in a more tantalizing fashion than it is today. Are we going to see the winds of change blow away the pollution, the smog, the fog, the political fog that has been cloaking Delhi for 10 years, viewers, by some estimates? Or are we going to see the fog, viewers, dampen talk of change? Fundamental question. I want to bring in Smita Prakash. I want to bring in also the others on this panel. But Smita Prakash, you've been here with the broadcast. You were here when the first numbers were called. Look, I don't want to sort of put a dampener on the exit pollsters. But this is a trend now across most polls except for two, which seem to suggest that the AAP is in trouble. Let's not say that they're out of the game. They're in trouble. This is not an easy election.
Yeah, Rahul, if we just, what are the takeaways from these exit polls if they hold? Let's go from left to right. If we see the Aam Aadmi Party, what does this mean for the Aam Aadmi Party? If we see the general polls, it's a major shock. Delhi ka Dula, no longer the Dula. He gets rejected by the people of Delhi. That's going to be a major shocker for him as an individual and for the Aam Aadmi Party. The ripple effect will be felt in Punjab. Bhagwant Mann not going to be a happy person right now. He was hoping that that Kejriwal would be secure and safe in Delhi, either in Tihar or in the Chief Minister's office, but one way or the other in Delhi, and he is safe in his Chief Minister's chair. If this holds, it makes him mighty uncomfortable. Let's go to the second one, the BJP. Probably the last election under Nadda's Ji's stewardship. Also, if this poll is right, then it reinforces the fact that the BJP has gotten over its shock of the 2024 election, and it has started on a victory spree, and this after almost 3 decades coming to power in Delhi. All the three past chief ministers no longer alive. Sushma Swaraj, Sahib Singh Verma and Madan Lal Khurana, all three no longer there. Their children fighting the election in one way or the other. One is of course an MP. Let's go to the third. Rahul Gandhi, a zero for the Congress. Yet again, after 75, 80 elections under his helm, loses again, came in late to the party, has not delivered even a single seat. Forget about vote share, but came in at least and did something for the party when he was missing. He went off to Madhya Pradesh, he went to Vietnam during the electoral phase, and even Sandeep Dixit, who you interviewed, said that it was only 5 months back that we decided to fight. So, you know, it's something too little too late probably, if this exit poll is right.
If this exit poll is right. Viewers, look, the Maharashtra, very difficult election to call. The exit pollsters, the trend they predicted, they may not have predicted the overwhelming nature, Chetan Bhagat, of the verdict. But look, let me come to you, because, you know, you're a resident of Delhi. You're not one of those who is in any way sort of yoked to any of the political parties here. So just let me ask you, can I, if this election result goes against the AAP, can we say that Kejriwal has lost the referendum? Because this election, the BJP made it about Kejriwal's integrity. Would you say that that sheen is gone? That IAC sheen?
It'll be a big dent to the sheen. The honeymoon is over, and AAP is Kejriwal, Kejriwal is AAP.
Okay.
I mean, I know they don't say it like that, but it is. And I think if whatever your polls are saying, the line for the day is Delhi ki hawa badal rahi hai. Unfortunately, asli wali hawa nahi badal rahi. AQI abhi bhi 300 chal raha hai. But Rajnitik hawa, political winds are changing for sure. I think AAP held on to Delhi and not just won, it won super majorities like no other party has won anywhere. And that will be take months of analysis. I mean, experts will talk about it for months, that what happened, that a population so in love with the leader suddenly shifted, whereas no apparent immediate thing happened. In fact, he was jailed also. There were reasons people felt that the love for him, the sympathy for him,
and many would say that he had it coming, because in the Lok Sabha election, he made it about himself. He said, Dekho, you have to punish those that jail me. The public didn't respond. He should have seen the writing on the wall. I think, therefore, he decided that maybe I should hand the crown also to Atishi. Atishi then becomes the chief minister, but we all know who's the power behind the throne. This...
Yeah, see, the world changes.
Tragic hero, Bollywood mein theek hai. Tragic hero...
See, some of the things he does worked really well. But the problem is that the world always keeps changing, and you have to change with that. So, look at the BJP, pre-election and now. Look at the Prime Minister's image.
Let me ask Preeti Sharma
it's very different.
Of the Aam Aadmi Party, how does someone who built the party around the halo of incorruptibility go back to the public after this, when the public... Now, obviously, you're going to say that these exit polls, let's wait till February 8th, etc., etc. Let's not jump the gun. And I accept that. Yes, the exit polls have got it wrong significantly in two of the biggest elections that mattered. But let me just ask you, even if this is a close fight, from where you are perched, for him putting himself center forward and saying, this is about me, this is about you, standing for Delhi ka Lal, if this doesn't go his way, is that the end?
Firstly, I think this is the 100th time since our inception in this short lifespan of the Aam Aadmi Party's 12 years that our obituary must have been written. Every time something happens, people just write us off. When we contested in 2013, we said we'll get 2-3 seats. We got 28. When we contested the next time, they said they might win. We got 67. The next time they said we'll get 50, we got 62. Punjab, they said we'll get 57, we got 92. So I think that we are treated very harshly by the media, but that's not the same on the streets of Delhi. The people of Delhi really love the work that Arvind Kejriwal has done for them, because in this time of inflation, He saves every household almost 20-25,000 rupees, and that is ultimately what matters to the people of Delhi. They understand that Arvind Kejriwal works for them despite the many obstacles. You come to the charges of corruption. I think in this country it's very clear that if you are corrupt, you will join the BJP. The BJP will file a case against you through ED, through CBI, through any of the agency, and whether you are a Ajit Pawar, whether you are a Hemant Soren, whoever you are, you will go and join the BJP, and you will then become absolutely non-corrupt. So the Prime Minister will say, Chakki P Singh, 70,000 crore ka gotala, and then next time, 2 days later, that person will be your Deputy Chief Minister. But if you are not corrupt, then all kinds of agencies will be let loose on you.
No, but Ms.
And
Menon,
that's what the people understand and see.
you are from...
And we talk about just one last point.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
One last point.
Yes.
We talk about these, the cases in which our leaders went to jail. But what we don't talk about is actually 200 cases have been filed against Aam Aadmi Party MLAs. Okay. And in nearly 150 we've been acquitted.
Okay.
Acquitted, okay?
Okay.
Not bailed. Acquitted.
Okay.
And that's what the people know.
Okay, so let me come back to you because this is an important point. You come from the state of Maharashtra. We go back a long time. You've been on panels with me many, many years back, even at the height of the ISE movement, etc., etc. You have been a crusader against corruption. And the same things that the AAP says, that the agencies are against us, that the BJP has this laundromat or washing machine or whatever, this also played out in Maharashtra. There were a large number of corrupt leaders who suddenly ended up in the BJP. Very wrong. I'm not saying that that was right. But look
Absolutely.
at the result. Look at the result. The BJP coursed ahead. So the public discounted this because they felt that it was at least the lesser of the, if you want me to use the word, devil. So I just want to ask you, lesser evil, whatever you want to call it, why should it not be the same for Delhi? And I'm asking you the specific question. Forget about all of this. If Mr.
Absolutely.
Kejriwal were to end up on the losing side or just barely getting ahead of the BJP, would he accept this as a moral loss? Would he accept the fact that there has been anti-incumbency? Would he accept, most importantly, that people now brand him as no longer a Kattar Imandar? Simple question, ma'am.
I think Arvind Kejriwal stands out as a Kattar Imandar person, and I mean, you can look at elections as a referendum, and if we do that, then the Lok Sabha election was a referendum that the people refused to give
Except he didn't
BJP 400
lose.
par. But no election is a referendum.
Except
They didn't
Modi
lose,
didn't
true,
lose.
but they did not get the 400 par. They did not get
That's
the
okay.
absolute
That's
majority
okay.
that
I'm
they
not
were talking about.
No, I'm talking
so they
about.
didn't meet their target.
Look, if you win tomorrow,
Coalition governments
one
can be
second.
formed all
If
the
you
time,
win,
like Fadnavis has fought
okay,
in
ma'am.
Bombay.
If you get 36 seats tomorrow,
In
you win
Mumbai,
the election.
Maharashtra.
If you get 36 seats on Saturday, you win the election. It's a fair and square victory. After 10 years, you could say that yes, anti-incumbency were there, but we won the election. Jo Jeeta was Sikandar. So I'm asking you, if you don't win, if you don't get those 35 seats, you end up at 30, 31, short of a majority, a simple majority, would you concede that Kattar Imandar sheen is gone?
Absolutely not, because it is this Kattar Imandari that is fighting against the behemoth of the BJP.
Okay.
The BJP has tried to attack Arvind Kejriwal. They've attacked our workers. They have, distributed money, which everybody has seen on live cameras.
Okay.
They've distributed freebies. They've threatened. They've abused
Rahul.
people. I mean, the language that the BJP has used from Sansad to the Sadak
So you're
has been
saying that you're
abysmal.
going to have your...
So I think this is an election which has...
No, you're saying that you're going to have your cake and eat it too. If Kejriwal loses, he's still a Kattar Imandar. Even if he doesn't lose, obviously he remains a Kattar Imandar.
But we are not losing. We are forming government.
Okay, fair enough. If you're
we are
fairing
forming
the
government shortly, we are winning this election
then it's
on the
pretty
8th.
clear that people have thought that he is the right person for the job. Sanju Verma, simple, please respond. You've thrown the agency sink. You have thrown the EC sink. You have thrown invective. You have thrown them into jail. And if they come back, the BJP, unfortunately, will have to accept that they have been barking up the wrong tree. Simple.
You know, Rahul, I would like to start with a poem which we were all taught when we were kids. You know, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Not all the king's men, not all the king's horses could put Humpty Dumpty together again. And in this case, the Humpty Dumpty is Arvind Kejriwal. Not all the Rohingyas, not all the Ghuspetias, not all the illegal Bangladeshi migrants will be able to put Arvind Kejriwal back into the hot saddle. And I'll tell you why. Beyond semantics, the most important points are these. A, let's talk about this party which came on the premise of incorruptibility. Be it Arvind Kejriwal, Sanjay Singh, Satinder Jain, Manish Sisodia, Naresh Balyan, Gulab Singh Yadav, Vijay Singla, Sandeep Kumar, Sharad Chauhan, I can go on and on and on. These are people who are out on bail. They have not been acquitted. They have not been proven guilty either, but that's besides the point. You know, the entire top brass, 99.7% out of 100% of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders are either out on bail, have an FIR against them, or have been formally charge sheeted. So much for saying that हम तो जी भारत की राजनीति, दिल्ली की राजनीति बदलने आए हैं. Second point, I think that, you know, what the public aspires for is a leader who can give them vision, but more importantly, marries that vision with execution on the ground. And I say, Arvind Kejriwal has failed completely when it comes to execution. Let me very quickly say this. You know, campaigning is over, but your audience needs to hear this because some reckless allegations have been made by the Aam Aadmi Party panelist. हम तो जी 1000 मोहल्ला क्लिनिक खोलेंगे. आपने 500 खोल दिए. They've all turned into waste dump yards. You have been, when I say you, I mean Kejriwal. He has been in the last few weeks of the campaign talking about the fact that he created 12 lakh jobs. Nobody knows that he opened a portal called Rozgar Bazaar 2.0 in 2022. Within 3 months it shut down. जब registration ही नहीं हुआ, 3 महीने के अंदर portal खुद बंद हो गया. आपने 1 लाख नौकरियां तक नहीं दी, and you go about, you know, shamelessly claiming that you've created 12 lakh jobs. You know, people can see through your facade and see you for the charlatan that you are. The third and most important point is this, that, you know, I think the budget, the union budget has been a big catalyst. 67% of Delhi's population, you know, comes into the middle class category. 86% of Delhi's tax assessees now will no longer have to pay tax because their annual income will be 12 lakh or lower. But the most important point I always say in an election is the X factor. Does Kejriwal have the X factor? In 2013, you know, he gave out hope. In 2015, he said, मुझे track record establish करने का chance दीजिए. In 2020, he said, नहीं अभी तो सिर्फ 5-6 साल हुए हैं, मुझे और 5 साल दीजिए. देखिए मैं यमुना को पूरी तरह साफ करके दे दूंगा. Yamuna is frothing at the seams. But let me make my last point.
Okay.
When you compare Modi with Kejriwal, you know, it's like comparing apples with watermelons. I don't want to put them in the same bracket. But because that comparison has been made, though comparisons are odious, let me say this. These are projects which have either come to fruition or have kicked off the ground. Delhi Varanasi high-speed rail, Delhi Meerut RRTS, Delhi Panipat RRTS, Delhi Alwar RRTS, Noida Airport, which will benefit both Delhiites and people of Uttar Pradesh. You know, look at the kind of infrastructure that has been built. And don't forget, Rahul, in 2021, when Delhiites at the peak of COVID second wave were falling down like a pack of cards, Kejriwal was busy, you know, brandishing his style of politics.
Okay.
मुझसे ना हो पाएगा जी.
Smita Prakash, let me bring you in here.
Can I respond, please?
Yeah,
Can I
okay.
please respond?
Okay, quick response. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Ms. Verma is comparing Modi ji with Kejriwal. I just wanted to know, was Modi ji the chief ministerial candidate? I somehow didn't realize that.
No, is Kejriwal the chief minister candidate? No, hang on. Miss Memon, is Kejriwal the chief minister? How is he?
Of course he is.
The Supreme Court says he can't touch a file. No, hang on. The Supreme Court says he can't touch a file.
No, I'm sorry, he doesn't. I'm so glad you brought it up. I would love to clarify.
All right.
All they said is that he will only sign the files which will also be signed by the LG, and all files of the chief minister.
Can he go into his office? Can he go into his office?
Wherever the chief minister is, that is his office. He does his office from his residence.
Okay. So look, we can't change the facts of the Supreme Court has put out. One second.
Anybody who is allowed to contest an election is allowed to hold a post in the government. That is the rule.
Let me just
leave that aside.
One second. You already brought up this incorruptibility and, you know, vote for me if you believe I'm innocent. You lost it in the Lok Sabha. Kejriwal made that an issue. One second. Mr. Kejriwal made that an issue. He made the Lok Sabha election. One small point and you don't come back to me. Miss Sanju Verma could not recite the poem correctly. It's not all the king's horses. It's all the king's horses. So like she can't even recite the next line. She doesn't even know the facts of what is going on in Delhi.
Take your brownie points. Take your brownie points.
Okay. We're not having a nursery rhyme competition here. Okay, we are
Take a
not
round
having
voice
a.
and be
Okay,
happy.
okay, okay, okay. We are not having a nursery rhyme
Let's try
competition.
Jack and Jill this
No,
time.
no, one second. Yeah,
You will be
but
white
if you're
now,
playing
Odisha,
Jack and Jill,
Bhaji and
Mr. Kejriwal doesn't have a crown
You
on
will
his
be
head.
white
Let me
now.
tell you that much. 1 second. Let me just bring in Smita Prakash. Smita Prakash.
Thodi sharam bachi
One
hai.
second,
Kejriwal
one
doesn't
second.
want a crown.
Okay,
Kejriwal
lower,
just wants
lower
to
everyone's
work for the-
faders if you're going to all speak against each other.
Ringa
That's not
ringa
fair.
roses right
This is ringa ringa roses right now. Yes, Smita Prakash, to continue the analogy. But you see, I can't understand. This election, Mr. Kejriwal has said, is about the Delhi ka lal being tormented, being called a liar, being accused of, corruption, when the people know better. Now, if he ends up losing, I'm not saying he is going to, but if he ends up losing, Priti Sharma Menon says that, no, he will still be Kattar Imandar. How does this work? Does this work in your estimation? And I want to ask everyone else here on this
Yeah,
panel this question.
it works only in the minds of the absolute bhakts of the Aam Aadmi Party, that despite the mandate against them, if this is the exit poll is right, that he still remains imandar in their eyes. It's not the case as far as the people of Delhi are concerned. If they've rejected him, that was the Aam Aadmi Party's USP, and that was the USP of Arvind Kejriwal, that he was supposed to usher in this new form of politics, which is to be spotlessly clean and non-corrupt. If the people of Delhi have rejected, that means they don't believe that he's a Kattar Imandar. But besides that, I think one way or the other, this election is going to be not just a referendum. I hate using that word. It doesn't exist in the Indian Constitution. But it's not just a referendum about the existence and the continuity of Aam Aadmi Party in Indian politics, but it's also the India alliance. Which way
right.
is it? What are the quakes that are going to occur in this party, because it's going to result in the Congress re-strategizing its position.
It's very important. Look at the top band, viewers, of this entire show. The last line says, India-wide, the pun, India-wide ripples, question mark. We'll come to that second part. That's a very important part of this entire debate tonight. But 1 second, let me just bring in Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat, look, I have to ask this question because it is actually at the heart of this entire election in Delhi. And it's going to have huge consequences. If the BJP pulls this off, do you believe the BJP has become, therefore, now the single pole around which the politics of this country will revolve once again? There was certain wobbliness, but would that now be absolutely certain?
Yeah.
And that there is an existential crisis on the other side of the fence?
Yeah, I think so. And I think although the Delhi technically has only 70 Vidhan Sabha seats, it's a very small state.
But the
BJP takes it extremely seriously because it saw AAP as one of these startup political parties which could become a unicorn.
Yeah.
You know, where Congress was its old arch rival and they managed to contain that very well. And I think they feel very confident that at least as of now, Congress is not a threat to them. But AAP, which could have easily been ignored, like
Yes.
the BJP could have said, okay, you know what, there's something, we don't have to worry about it. But that's just not how the way the BJP works or
Yes.
the BJP senior leadership works. They saw this party win big twice. They saw it win in Punjab. They saw it make some little bit vote shares here, there. And they felt that this has to be contained. And they gave it a big fight this time. If the numbers are there, it gave it a very big fight. And of course, it has all these implications on all the opposition alliances. All these, lots of drama will happen after these elections.
But what Vivek Srivastava, for example, won't tell you, viewers, is that fundamentally, Ravi Srivastava won't tell you, is that, look, the AAP is worried about anti-incumbency. Even their number two, de facto number two, Mr. Sisodia had to change his seat. 30% of the sitting MLAs were denied tickets. New people were brought in. Some, in fact, from the Congress and the BJP were brought in and given tickets. So it's not as if they haven't sensed there is a certain disenchantment with the AAP. Now, I want to ask Mr. Srivastava this question, and it's a blunt one. It's as blunt as it gets, Mr. Srivastava. Who in the AAP will take responsibility for this impending loss if you are to go by what the exit polls are saying? Or will they blame the EVMs, or will they blame the establishment, the center plus EVM plus the police, etc., for depriving me? Will you accept the verdict? Simple question.
Rahul, first of all, Arvind Kejriwal is bold enough to take the responsibility if the AAP gets a drubbing there.
No, but he's talking about the election commissioner being the worst in the history, and how the election commissioner, even this morning, complaints were made.
That's okay.
How can it be okay?
That's what I'm saying, that AAP is far ahead of BJP as far as the election technology is concerned. They are far ahead of BJP. And the way they contest the election is very, very scientific, and they know very well that BJP will not be able to do any mischief in Delhi.
Okay.
That's a fact. They have been doing it in several states. They will not be able to do it in Delhi. They are cautious enough and they are intelligent enough.
So you're saying that in the Lok Sabha election, it was a fair and square loss for the Aam Aadmi Party. No, fair and square. That Mr. Kejriwal failed to evoke any sentiment on the most important issue. And that important issue was that I am a Kattar Imandar, and look what they are doing to you, to me, the son of Delhi. So you're saying that that was a fair and square rejection of his appeal.
No, I'll tell you. I'll go by your analogy.
Completely confused.
You were just now saying, if Arvind Kejriwal...
No, I'm talking about Delhi. There was a result in Delhi. Do you agree or not?
I'm Delhi talking about. You only said, if Arvind Kejriwal loses seats this time, it means the corruption charges were valid and stuck on him. If that's the calculation, by that Mr. Modi lost 63 seats in the Lok Sabha, so he's 20% corrupt.
20% corrupt, 63 seats. Oh my God, what is going on here? Anyhow, okay. Sir, ये टेक्नोलॉजी का प्रॉब्लम है, क्रोनोलॉजी का नहीं है. एक मिनट मैं जरा बुलाता हूँ. एक मिनट, 1 second. Let me bring in Kamru Chaudhary. No, 1 second, Sanju Verma, 1 second. Hold your horses. Let's all get Kamru Chaudhary. I don't want to come to him last because many people will accuse me of suggesting that the Congress doesn't matter. The Congress matters, viewers. It matters so much that it is going to be denting the Aam Aadmi Party in this election if these exit polls are true. Now, Kamru Chaudhary, this is a simple question. Will you be happy because your party is saying that he is a, first of all, most importantly, corrupt politician? Number two, because, most importantly, he cannot be counted upon to deliver? Will you be happy, or will you also be blaming the EVMs on the 8th?
Rahul, today I am coming here as an ordinary Congress worker.
अरे ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? You're one of the faces of the Congress party, sir. There's nothing ordinary about you. You're extraordinary. So I have to ask you this question in extraordinary capacity. And this is why I've asked you a sensitive question of a senior Congress leader. You're not just nobody. So I'm asking you, sir.
Rahul,
everyone can't be an Aam Aadmi, sir.
Stopwatch. Can I start my
Okay, no,
stopwatch?
Chaudhary Sahab, please, you do that. Chaudhary Sahab, listen to my question. Will this be a deserved loss? Sandeep Dixit says, I'm already seeing it. He's going to be losing. He's losing because he's not performing. He's taken us for a ride. He's taken the people for a ride. Or is Rahul Gandhi going to come out and say, nahi, this was an election that was robbed of both Kejriwal and the Congress by the EVMs? I want you to answer this question tonight.
60 seconds, start your stopwatch.
Please.
Now.
Yeah, I have started.
Point out here is that what Sanjeev Dixit ji has thought, what I think, and what millions of Congress workers across the country think is our biggest mistake was alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party in the Lok Sabha election. After giving a wonderful governance to the people of Delhi, we lost power when Aam Aadmi Party came out with India Against Corruption, propped up by the BJP and the RSS. Why was Aam Aadmi Party brought into existence by the RSS? Only to cut on the Congress's vote share across the country. They dented us in Goa. They tried to dent us in other states also. But ultimately, as a Congress worker, why said I Congress grassroots worker, that we are very happy with our vote share that is increasing in Delhi from 4% to approximately 8 to 9%, as your exit poll suggested. I once again am very candid out here. I don't matter what repercussions will be after this, but I will be happy to see all the regional parties which have decimated the Congress in their states to be wiped out. The Congress is the only force which is fighting the BJP ideologically and politically across the country.
Okay.
We did not compromise like Aam Aadmi Party, or we did not compromise like Nitish ji, or not like Chandrababu Naidu.
Wow.
Congress is fighting an election, not only an election, it is fighting an ideological battle across the country.
Miss Menon,
and I hope
Miss Menon, if she
we
had
lose
a
today,
poison
we
dart,
will be
she would have fired it at you by now.
tomorrow.
No, one second,
He's
just
made
one
points
second.
about Narendra Modi.
No,
I think
Abhi,
he
one
would
second,
have.
1 second,
I
ma'am.
think he would have.
Kamru Chaudhary, listen to me. You've spoken for 1 minute, 38 seconds and 1/100th of a second exactly. I have to ask you this question now. You said, and this is very interesting, and Smita Prakash, first of all, sir, do you think I'm a goldfish?
Never.
You don't think I'm a goldfish. That means you think I have a bit of a memory. Okay, so let me ask you this. Sir, you say that the Aam Aadmi Party is the B team of the BJP, RSS sponsored, ye, wo, filana, Sanghi party. Okay. Then what were you doing with them in the Lok Sabha election?
I told you.
Okay, were you building
this
the cause
was
of
our biggest
Hindutva?
Mistake. No,
It was a mistake. So when you fumble on your narrative, it's a mistake. Arey ho jata hai kabhi kabhi, you know, error of judgment. So either you didn't believe what you have been saying, or, sir, you realize that the AAP has become such a burden that it would have pulled you down. You wouldn't have even got this 8% that the exit polls are predicting. Okay, secondly,
Rahul,
don't be in a hurry.
let
Don't
me
be in a
ask, do
hurry.
you need a
You say that you
responsible
delight
opposition
in
to
the
the BJP
fact.
in the country?
So you say that you delight in the fact when third parties that have challenged and taken the Congress's space are defeated. That means you are very happy if the AAP loses, and you will say it's a fair and square election. So when the Congress loses, the EVMs are fixed. When other parties who are not Congress and not BJP lose, then the EVMs are working fine.
Rahul, the basic problem you are not trying to understand out here. EVM, ECI manipulation, that's a different part of the story.
Okay, it
We are
doesn't happen
fighting
in
that
Delhi.
Tooth and nail.
So the
We are
EVMs
fighting tooth and nail.
EVMs,
We are fighting
what is
tooth
going
and
on?
nail.
What,
ECI
am I-
appointment, from ECI appointment
please?
to voter list
Yeah, 1 second.
manipulation in
Smita
Maharashtra.
Prakash.
All
Please,
these things
is
are
he
there
making
in
any
our
sense
issues.
tonight? Is
But the
Kamru
question
Chaudhary
that
making, you
is
see,
raised out here, sir,
viewers, I'll tell
is
you,
about the regional
the
parties which
AAP's
have
loss
decimated
will
the
be the
Congress.
biggest, the AAP's loss will be actually the biggest denunciation of this entire EVM narrative, because I will tell you who will be standing right besides the BJP cheering the loss of the AAP. It will be the Congress party. Suddenly they will have faith in the EVM and they will say, see, we told
Never,
you.
never.
Okay, then
That's
you
not
won't
the
have.
question. It's not the question of the EVM and the ECI
Oh, it's
manipulation.
not. Only in Delhi
It's
it's not. Okay, Delhi it's
no,
not. It's
all
not.
across the country.
Oh,
We are
all across
fighting
the
that
country.
battle. Leave
Then why
that
don't you
aside.
tell? Then why
The
don't you
other
tell
broader
Mr. Rahul
question
Gandhi,
that
who
we are
set up an
fighting
Eagle
today
panel
is
to keep
all
an
those
eagle eye on the
regional parties
EC?
which have
No,
compromised
then why
their
is the
ideology
Congress
in favor
party
of the
setting up?
BJP?
Mr.
One at
Kamru
a
Chaudhary,
time.
I don't
We
want to
need
get into a
expose
war of
these
words,
parties.
but then why has the Congress party just 3 days back appointed tall leaders to a panel called the EAGLE, Eagle Panel? Who are they keeping an eye on?
Two questions. After the Supreme
Question.
Court
I want
order
answers.
on,
Okay.
after the
Yeah.
Supreme Court's order, why
Sanju
were
Verma
the
wants to
ECI
come in. Sanju
appointed
Verma
by
wants
the-
to come in.
by the
And
BJP
Miss
leaders? Why were
Miss
40
Sharma Menon,
lakh
I will bring her in
voters
also. Yes, Sanju
added up
Verma.
within 5 months.
Okay,
Thank you.
Kamru Chaudhary, please. I think you have become a goldfish. You forget what your own
Thank
leader
you.
promises just yesterday. Anyhow, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Rahul, first and foremost, let's make one thing very clear, that be it, you know, Maharashtra, be it Haryana, or even for that matter, Lok Sabha 2024, you and me have done so many debates together, and we've always agreed on one point, that the silent voter is the women voter class, and they cannot be ignored, because if you do so, it's at your own peril.
Yeah.
Now, let me just say one thing. You know, the Aam Aadmi Party spokespersons on debate after debate have been waxing eloquent that, you know, जो महिला का वोट है, वो तो इस बार भी केजरीवाल के साथ है.
Okay.
But please tell me, can anyone forget that Swati Maliwal, a close former confidant and who continues to be a Rajya Sabha member from the Aam Aadmi Party, was beaten
Okay.
black and blue
Okay.
in the former CM Kejriwal's residence in Kejriwal's presence. And instead of supporting Swati Maliwal, wait a minute. I've done a zillion debates where the Aam Aadmi Party spokespeople used to come on the panel and character assassinate Swati Maliwal. Kejriwal speaks about Mahila empowerment.
Okay, Ravi Srivastava. Ravi Srivastava, respond.
Black and blue.
Respond to Sanju Verma.
Swati,
You are not
Maliwal-
not paying the woman voter back. Okay, Preeti Sharma Menon is back. Let me bring her in. Yes.
Thank you.
Preeti Sharma, please. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so
Swati
disappointed
Maliwal.
Miss Verma did not recite one more poem.
Oh yes.
I don't think
You
Swati
can pat
Maliwal is an
yourself on the
issue
back.
here. It is a fact that the women voters of Delhi are with Arvind Kejriwal because it's the only state in the country, the only city in the country where women get free bus rides. And you know, free bus rides is not just a question of saving money. It's a bit of a freedom that a woman can now choose to go places. She can choose to do things. It is the woman who
Your
benefits
colleague is
from
trashed inside
Okay,
DCM.
no one is giving me straight
Woman
answers.
get
Okay,
good
lowering
education.
everyone's
Your
faders. I want to bring in, no, hang on. I want to bring in Smita Prakash. This is very important. Viewers, let's look a little ahead. Let's assume that these election results hold. Let's assume. I want to ask you, what do you think is going to happen to the India bloc? The Congress is isolated in this bloc. All its great friends, the AAP, everyone is buried a knife in the Congress's back. Kamru is delighting in the fact that the AAP will lose. There are hundreds of other Congress leaders who are delighting today. Sandeep Dixit, you heard. Do you think this India alliance has lost its relevance after this election?
Look, this election is being watched hawk-eyed by both the BJP and the Congress, though they are also fighting the election. The India alliance partners are also watching. Why? Because Aam Aadmi Party, all said and done, regardless of the results or what the exit polls show, the Aam Aadmi Party has seen the sharpest rise as a party in the past 10 years. No other party has risen so quickly, so suddenly, and in such a wide manner that it became a national party within 10 years. So that caused problems for the Congress in the India alliance. They took the Aam Aadmi Party in the alliance in the larger good of the country as they see it, which is the defeat of the BJP. They wanted that in 2019. They wanted that in 2024. So they took the Aam Aadmi Party to their own detriment in the national scene as well as in Delhi state. So this makes it nervous. And why the Aam Aadmi Party's sudden rise? That's also interesting. It's a party without an ideology. It's a party without any iconic leaders other than Arvind Kejriwal. There's no tall leaders, historically who have been part of it. Anna was a part of it. He is out. So there is nobody, no senior leader other than Arvind Kejriwal. AK is AAP is AK. And if Arvind Kejriwal goes back to jail, even that iconic leader is not there. So this party has caused ripples out there. And the rise of Aam Aadmi Party is a problem to the Congress in the India alliance, but not a problem for the TMC, not a problem for Samajwadi Party, for RJD. None of the regional parties see any problem, but the Congress does.
Let me quickly sum this up, viewers. Let me quickly sum this up. If this election holds 3 or 4 points, number one, existential crisis for the AAP. You heard the AAP spokespeople say that no, Arvind Kejriwal will still be able to go out there and say I'm a Kattar Imandar. But trust me, viewers, that halo will be severely dented. Second, Congress is still not an alternative to the BJP. So even when a third party loses, the vote ain't going to the Congress party. It's going to the BJP. That will be worrisome for the Congress, especially Rahul Gandhi, who gets up in parliament and says that the BJP is, or the AAP or the BJP are B teams or whatever of each other. Flip the coin and they're faces of the same side of the same, what is it? You flip the coin and you're two sides of the same, two sides of the same coin. There's massive implications. Yes. Massive implications for India Alliance, viewers, and its continuity and relevance.
Can I quickly come in for 10 seconds,
I have to take a break, ma'am.